you live with someone, Angel? Exactly what I said to her right before flipping that over.
Well, that seems rather loaded.
Well, no, this is like such a valid question. And I know that we're like mostly going to be like focusing on like college age and like living in a dorm with people for the first time. However, this has been a conversation between me and Lauren recently because, well, we've decided that men just are not.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I won't fully answer that, but we're really like, how do you live with someone?
Right. So, and we are talking about roommates and certainly college roommates with it, the school year starting. That issue comes up a lot. But I think what you're also talking about, which is what our episode is very relevant to, which is roommates.
Sharing a space with someone.
Yeah. Cohabitation, sharing space. Yes. Because most people, when they're either going off to college for the first time or maybe they're leaving their home and sharing, an apartment or house with other people, because most people don't go straight from living at home to living by themselves. I mean, there are some people.
Nowadays, I feel like people, that's all they want to do. Like, they don't want to share space.
Right.
And then they want to complain about living expenses.
And see, that was something that was very different for my generation. Like most of us, that wasn't, and we never even thought about that.
You live with someone else to save money to then move out on your own.
Yes. And we were lucky if we found a place that had multiple bedrooms so that we could at least have our own bedrooms. But we sometimes even shared bedrooms once we left college, and so, that was just one of the ways to try to get started in life to, because it was expensive moving out.
Life's
getting
expensive.
Furniture and things like that, because like literally starting with nothing, many of us. And so I don't think for many of my friends that it was even that much of a consideration. It was more like, yeah, like we're going to live with so-and-so when we find a place together and things like that. So, but you're saying most of your friends are like, they just want to live by themselves.
No, that's just what we can see online.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think if you go through a few bad roommates, you just want to live on your own.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and let's talk about this. Is it that the roommates are bad?
Y'all just don't get along. Well, some of them are just really bad.
Right. And is it that they're a bad person or the compatibility was just
Depends on the person. Depends on the person. Some of them just really are bad people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
have you not heard horror stories?
I have heard horror stories.
You can't tell me that those people just aren't compatible.
No, there are some stories that if those are true, the way that those were shared, which I'm guessing there's always some truth in it, but we always have our own perspective.
There's also perspective.
That, yes, that is concerning that person is out there interacting with other individuals.
Wow.
Well, because because then the question is it just my experience? And again, those seem to be more rare, right? Versus I think there's a lot more about incompatibility and maybe unclear expectations, just those, how do you cohabitate with somebody? Because here's the thing. People are annoying. Sharing space, when you grow up with your family, they annoy you. Even the people you choose to love and marry, we have our things. I'm certain I'm annoying. You don't have to answer that here. Right? We're talking about other people.
She quite literally told me in the last episode, why don't I move all my stuff upstairs to my room so that it looks like I don't exist for this weekend?
That is not true. Not that you don't exist.
So she knows what it's like when I don't live with her anymore. Those were your words. Those were your actual words.
It was more like, it would be nice at points to have, we were talking about, do we ever see things on social media and you look at these images of like, oh, that's such a nice, clean, neat, put together home. And ours is very lived in with multiple people. And so I think you said you had 5 or 6 pairs of shoes just sitting in the kitchen. But so I was just like, maybe like, since you're going to be gone for the weekend, like, why don't you like take those up and let me have them?
Because then I'll lose them.
Anyway.
If I take them upstairs, I'm going to forget that they're upstairs.
Cohabitation, right? Because if you were to move out and have a roommate.
For reference, 2 of those pairs of shoes are sitting on top of the counter.
You're not helping yourself out here, Eddie.
No, I'm actually making this worse. For reference, my shoes are everywhere, but that is like one of my only things.
It's mostly your shoes, yes. Yes.
Okay.
So,
do you want me to dive into you? Because you told me not to exist in your house.
Wow.
That's how I took that, guys. Okay. And that's perspective.
That's perspective. And fortunately, we're both laughing at this because what if we were getting defensive, right? Because this is what it's like, right? Like you're hearing or your perspective, like, dang, I don't even want to leave anything out there because I can't exist and live in my own living space. And this is where I think that it can become challenging living with other people is because it's easy for resentment to build up. Mm-hmm. You know, like, hey, I've asked you a gazillion times. Hey, I've put the shoes on the stairs, right?
Walking past them
all the time.
I got my hands full if I'm going upstairs.
So
a drink and my phone.
So this is going to be the same with roommates, whether you're at college, whether you've graduated high school or you know you're going into your young adult and want to share living expenses, then that is usually you're going to run into these kinds of conflicts. And so having some sort of agreements can be helpful for everyone, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Like what is this? You know,
what are the expectations here?
Yeah, because people's ideas of cleanliness are very different.
Yeah.
So, but I think this goes back to a thought I had earlier, which is I think sometimes, and you're closer to this, so you can tell me, but I think sometimes when you're thinking about getting excited, going to college, or you're moving out for the first time, you know, with somebody, I think you build some things up in your head about what it's going to look like. So what do you think some of those are that people think?
That you guys are going to be besties. And if you're moving in with a stranger or someone you don't know very well, you might not be besties. Probably won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think you do, because like sometimes you hear all the, you know, my college roommate, my
college roommate didn't speak to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were very...
She told people that I was weird.
Really?
You sat in a corner facing the wall on multiple occasions. Just randomly. I'm like, okay. But I'm weird. I was weird.
Well, and I'm certain
perspective, guys.
It is.
It's all about perspective.
Because there are probably many of our listeners who are like, yeah, Victoria, you are weird. Or they could look and like, you may not be somebody's cup of tea.
I probably was not her cup of tea. That's really okay with me.
Yeah. And you might not be many people's. I might not.
Yeah.
And so there's like the compatibility or not compatibility sort of factor with that. And I think that that's important for people to keep in mind, because that does not mean that the person is bad or any of those things.
And just because she was weird, in my perspective, does not mean that she is a bad person or that it was an awful experience. Right. Really, my biggest issue with her was that she would eat Chinese food on my white rug.
That's the biggest issue.
Yeah, because she drops them and it stained my rug.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my issue, but it was okay.
And that, you know, out of all...
I lived, guys. I lived. It was whatever. And out of all the things that could have happened.
Like that. And so sometimes that's perspective, too. Yeah. Like, this really isn't, like, that big of a deal. I think sometimes, and I would wonder if this was true for you, I wonder if you were really looking forward to going to college and making friends and probably had that idea that, oh, your roommate might be your bestie. And that you were going to go do the things together. And that became apparent early on that was not the case.
I asked. She turned me down. And I said, okay, won't ask anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
And I moved on. And I found new friends.
And you found new friends.
And then I moved out at semester.
And she had many friends.
Sure, yeah.
And that's okay. Because a lot of times people are like, they'll start like, I need to change roommates right away.
I was not like that. I did change roommates because I moved into my sorority house at the end of the semester.
Right. But you waited until the end of the semester.
Yes.
Right. But I also wonder how much of that was like some clear expectations for me. Like, and sometimes as your, like, I know sometimes as your mom, like I may not be all the momish things to you because I was like, sometimes you just got to suck it up, buttercup, right? You got to learn to live with other people. As long as it's not a safety issue. If it was a physical safety issue, or I would say if there was a extreme psychological issue where you were being harassed or ridiculed and belittled to the point that it was impacting your studies.
Yeah.
Right. Then that would be a different situation. But most of those are, you're just dealing with like, oh, this isn't how I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And
that's life.
Yeah. Temperature changes, where you're eating, the sleeping at what times, like, some people can have very different hours than the other person. Right? Like I'm a morning person, always was in college.
I was a late night person. Yeah. If I was staying in the dorms, I was coming back late.
Yeah.
In the early morning hours.
And so that could be disruptive for somebody, like, so everybody has different things. And so how do you agree on what you can both live with? Yeah. Those kinds of things. There's a couple of funny, in my opinion, funny examples from television shows about roommate agreements.
The Big Bang Theory.
The Big Bang Theory. I mean, yes, because Sheldon and Leonard. Yes. I mean, there's apparently a very extensive roommate agreement that was frequently referred to by clause.
Yes.
And we laugh at that. And I think we're supposed to. Mm-hmm. But yet it probably protected them that they both knew what to expect and how to share the space together. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it needs to be a 40-page contract.
No.
I don't know how many pages that was.
But no.
Yeah.
Just like a conversation.
And there was a recent one, and I might get this wrong. Oh, so it's a newer show, Landman with Billy Bob Thornton.
I've only seen one episode.
Yes. Well, their daughter goes to college and she was sort of like that, had all these like hopeful expectations with their roommate. And the roommate, and I'm going off of memory. So
I've seen clips of that. Mm-hmm. The roommate was basically like, no lights, no noise, no fur or leather, anything in the room. This is my safe space.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that only this music, because this is what. So it was very rigid into what she needed or they needed at that moment. And so, that obviously caused some tension. The mom, and some other things. Well, they ended up opting to live together again. And then the roommate was a little bit more flexible, at least what I remember of it. But I think it's very common.
Yeah.
Of what that looks like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. People come in with their own ideas of how they want to live their life. And I think it's hard for other people to adjust. Mm-hmm. And to give and take.
Right. Because most of us, by nature, we're egocentric.
Yeah.
Right? I am viewing my world from my lens, my experience, my wants, my desires. And I want things to be I prefer things to be a certain way. And they're not oftentimes. I think I've been having conversations with your dad about some of this. Like, there's just some things like this is how I prefer things. And I don't know that ever changes, but you learn like how, again, what do you say? Okay, listen, this may need to change versus you just like
let it slide.
like
it's whatever. It's not the end of the world.
You can be annoyed and just notice I'm annoyed and it's a feeling, but it's not in the big scheme of things that important.
It's not that deep.
And I think it goes back, some of this I think goes back to values, right? Because where resentment starts to creep in, I think, is when we are not feeling like we're being heard or valued, or what is important to me is not being taken into consideration when we're living with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I think a lot of it for me would be talking about values and why these things are important. Why does having shoes thrown around the space, like what is that really about?
For me or for you?
Well, I mean, I think it's both of us, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Anytime there's a disagreement.
Easy to put on. I know where they are. I'm always on the run.
So for you, it's convenience.
Yes.
Convenience is really important, to have things right there at your fingertips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to me, I would wonder if it's more about respect, right? Like we're in shared space. Did you want to do a couple more eye rolls? I didn't eye roll your convenience.
Well, you have a bedroom on the first floor where you can just walk into your room and put your shoes on and off. If I'm forgetting to grab shoes, I have to run all the way back upstairs and grab them, and it's inconvenient because it's halfway across the house and upstairs.
Right. So convenience is important. And like I said, there's some things that's like, how big of a deal is it? It's not. And this is an example.
And there's no designated shoe space in our house. But there's not.
But see, if we had talked through things like this, and this is what I'm saying, like, and it hasn't hit our radar, but but maybe this is part of the thing, is you get through the uncomfortable conversation and the eye rolls and defensiveness that comes with it. Because if we are
I'm not being defensive. I am very much holding back my defensiveness.
But what I'm saying is, like, we laugh about this stuff. It's right. Like, we sort of know where we're coming from, and we know we're being recorded.
I usually don't leave my non-everyday shoes out and about.
Right.
Like my cowboy boots, they go back upstairs with me. For the amount of shoes that I have, really only a few pairs in the kitchen is not that deep.
In this one, we're just using this as an example too, because I do think this is a good way to talk about how do you have sort of uncomfortable conversations. It's so easy to get defensive. It's easy to want to justify and just sort of shut down, I think, if we think we're taking it personally, or things like that. But I think when you come at it from sure, I get that you want things to be convenient. Totally get that. You probably get like, okay, it's respectful to sometimes have things neat and organized and not in the midst of everything. Like nobody can argue with values, which I think is why a lot of times, if you think about why is this really bothering me? And really on a scale of 1 to 10,
that's the last thing that's bothering her.
I was going to say, this might be a 2.
Maybe once a week.
And here's the other thing about sometimes attention spans. Like it might annoy me the moment I see it, and I might like have a huff, but then I go in the other room and it's out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. Like whatevs. Well, then there's usually another pair of shoes, but
I keep all my shoes in the kitchen. I don't know what you're talking about.
So
I don't leave them in the living room like your sons do.
Right.
Really? I would also say, sorry, not to beat a dead horse over here, but I leave mine together against like the kitchen island, and your sons just kick them off and throw them about the living room in the beaten path.
I don't know if it's my sons, or I do know sometimes there's especially when we have a lot of bonus sons over, like the number of shoes sometimes. And I would like, that's something I know I miss sometimes, like, cause now that they're getting older and one of our sons has his own place. Like I knew in those moments, and I sort of cherished those. Like you'd wake up like, yeah, there's like 6 guys over. Like that's, with all of their friends. Love that.
Xander comes in and he kicks his shoes off in the living room. Just, it's not in your walking way.
Well, it's probably not in my walkway. And I may not.
So it's not an issue.
Or they may be gone by the time I'm there.
Anyways.
But tie this back to
about the shoes.
Yeah, well, tie this back to the example of just in general living with other people and having roommates.
Some of us get called out for the same shit that other people do, but it's only an issue when we do it.
Wow. Have we done an episode on siblings? Because if not...
Sandra leaves his shoes in the living room, but it's not in your way, so it's okay.
And I think with this is when we leave our family, you look forward to having this other relationship that's going to be perfect, right? Like, I don't think we realize that we're going to go into another relationship and that they're going to do some things that annoy us or...
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
You do. You're going in eyes wide open.
Everything annoys me. Yeah. Anyways.
Does it? I don't know that that's true.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm not calling myself out anymore in this episode.
Okay. And so cleanliness is one thing. I will say that is very common, like especially in couples relationships. One person tends to have different expectations for, we're not even talking cleanliness. I'm going to talk clutter, right? Where things are placed or not placed.
The ADHD pile system.
There could be that. Or like I said, just kicking your shoes off. Like another spouse, like, I don't get it. Like they just need to like put it together. I'm telling you, like the shoes, the clothes, the toothpaste cap.
Don't leave. Why are we not putting our toothpaste cap back on? It gets crusty. That's gross.
Just saying.
Ugh.
But we know we live with people who...
Why are the clothes right next to the hamper instead of in the hamper?
Everybody has their things. I'm just saying. And then these people who have different ideas and different habits and different ways of being, they share the same space. They become involved in romantic partnerships.
Crazy.
And then you're navigating those conversations. And like I said, the hamper, you would not be surprised how often that comes up. And it's like, okay. And so part of the couples counseling is, what does that mean? Right? The value. And it usually comes down to not feeling heard, not feeling understood, not feeling respected. Whereas somebody else is like, just took them off, just threw them. Like, it's usually more the convenience. Just do it. Like, what's the big deal?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. it's
I'm regretting my entire shoe conversation because now all I'm going to hear about is that I just want convenience and I'm disrespectful.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it's disrespect. I think finding what value is important to you, right? Because convenience is very important to me. You had me at convenience. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to run upstairs every single time because you go on multiple walks a day when possible and things like that. The thing about values, when you identify the values that are important to you, they're hard to argue with. Like, most of us like convenience, respect, loyalty, trust, all of that. Like, we're not going to argue about those things because those are good things. And so, yeah, it's so I like to get our conversations, especially with roommates or partners, if we can move those conversations to what's important to you about this situation, then typically we don't have to fight about every single little thing. It's not about you left the cup on the table. You didn't do the dishes. You went to the store and didn't tell me about it or this or that. I know that's one of my pet peeves. They go to the store. I had a couple things. Anyway.
Because you don't ever tell anyone and we don't want to bother you, but we need to eat, which you don't seem to be too concerned about.
And yet, if I go to the store, I'm usually like, hey, y'all, I'm going to the store. Does anybody need anything?
Because you don't go to the store very often.
No, It's all good. We'll figure it out. But going back to my original thought, which
Someone
is...
count how many times I had to roll my eyes in this episode. Because I think I'm on 12.
Maybe we just need to keep it at roommates and not cohabitation in general. But living with people is hard.
Living with people is hard. Working with them is harder. Anyways, can I take this somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Can we yap about how I saw a TikTok and I was like, this is so true. So nighttime people versus daytime people. The people who like the night owls versus the early morning people. And it was a TikTok of this like guy basically like us nighttime people getting like doing things throughout the night, and it's so quiet and peaceful, and like we're not disturbing anyone because we're being so conscious about the people sleeping. And then it's flips to daytime people just slamming things, being as loud as possible. Like people are sleeping still, and just because it's not on your schedule. Yeah.
Well, and I think this goes to several things that I would be wondering, which is like what type of shared space? Is it the same bedroom that they're trying to do?
Just
the same house. So my question would be, why does anybody have to slam anything at any point?
I just think people are louder than they think. Like you open the silverware drawer, you're rummaging through it. You open up the drawer for ice, you're scooping up ice. Us nighttime people pick them up individually, and we gently close the thing.
Do you think that's really true?
I do.
Like you probably do.
I think a lot of people do.
Really?
Yes, but morning people do not care.
See, I do. That's one of the things.
Not according to your husband, who says you slam doors and cabinets and stuff as you're getting ready. See, here's the thing. I don't think you guys realize how loud you're actually being because you think you're just being normal.
Well, and it could be because, and your dad has told me he doesn't care because
but sometimes he does.
I was going to say, because there's some things I don't do because he's still sleeping. And he's like, well, I wouldn't have cared and this and that. But I try to.
There are some days he does care.
There are some days. I mean, my bathroom is right there. So the days I have to blow dry my hair, that's opening a drawer, getting it out, blow drying it. That's a door or drawer.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to not do that. But
very quietly.
I know the blow dryer is going to make noise.
Yeah.
I mean, so there are some things that, I mean, now, if it did bother him, he could certainly bring it up. And
I'm just saying that us nighttime people are a little more cautious and conscientious about noise and rumbling through things.
And maybe you guys are not as quiet as you would think you are.
Did you hear me last night?
I did not. I would say most of you guys
morning, I even went in, unlocked the door into the laundry room, went in the laundry room, hung out with the dogs for a little bit, got out, and heard nothing.
Yeah. I would say you guys are pretty good about that because that's the one thing we sort of asked.
I literally had to walk right past your bedroom.
Yeah.
Heard nothing. Why is it that some mornings I can hear you in the kitchen? Yeah.
I'll try to be quieter though.
That's okay. I'm just making a point here. I'm not attacking you. I'm making a point that sometimes I do firmly believe that nighttime people are quieter and more conscientious than daytime people.
That would be interesting if our listeners piped in with some comments on that. What is their experiences with those?
Yes.
And it could be that I feel like I'm in the kitchen and nobody's there and I'm not even aware of that. So I can be more conscientious.
See?
But, and this goes back to this, how do we resolve some of this? It could be people just aren't even aware that it's a thing.
Exactly. Because like you said, it could be just I'm in the kitchen and no one's around. But like when I go into the kitchen at night, I'm like, they can hear me in the other room. I gotta be quiet.
Well, and I also would go even a step further. I make presumptions because you can sleep through anything. What I know of you, your dad can sleep through most anything. I am typically a light sleeper and wake up easily. So sometimes we're just being conscientious and kind towards the people that we're living with. So it could be that I'm not even thinking anything because I just assumed nobody heard anything. But now that I know you do, I'll be quieter.
No, it's okay. I don't care. I don't care. I was just making a point.
Yeah. What other kinds of conflicts come up besides cleanliness and noise level? Guests, I think, are another big issue.
Yes.
Like when they come over, how many, who, can they stay overnight?
Yeah.
Things like that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are some of the big ones that I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about my opinions, I guess. I don't know.
What's that? What is your what are your opinions?
Like I just said, I don't know. I was thinking about it. I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer there. Well, there could be a lot of wrong answers.
There could be a lot of wrong answers.
There's lots of right answers also.
Yeah. I mean, the joke about the sock on the door is there for a reason. And that's
a whole nother topic.
Roommate driven.
Yeah. But how do you do that when it's in a shared space?
Right. Like if you're like college dorms. I mean, but that's how it's like if there's a sock on the door, go find something else to do.
Yeah. I think we just like Snapchat each other being like, don't come in.
Well, I think back in the day when the sock on the door originated, there was no Snapchat or cell phones for that.
Very true.
But we found ways to message each other.
Yeah.
And that is cliche, but so the messaging, how do you navigate conversations? Like if there was something irritating you, like how do you bring it up?
I don't know.
Or do you?
I don't know. I think it depends on like how much it irritates you. I also don't think you should hold on to it until you boil over. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just going to be bad for everybody.
Right. So that balance of is this a big deal? Do you say anything? Is it a one-off also? Right. Is there a pattern of things so that, all right, this wasn't just a one-time thing. This is happening. But yet you want to address it so that it doesn't continue to build.
Mm-hmm. One of my roommates would sleep all the time. And so I could never be in there with friends. And on one occasion that I did, I got yelled at.
I was going to ask you, like, was it because you felt you couldn't be there because it was uncomfortable because they were sleeping, or that was what you were told?
I wasn't specifically told that, but it was like, you're asleep. Let me respect that and not make a whole lot of noise. But then one time it was like, it's a Friday and it's 6:30 p.m. and my friend didn't live on campus. So I was like, sorry, you're just going to have to deal with it today. And we tried to be quiet and we still got yelled at.
So you got yelled at if you didn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what does yelling mean? Because that's another trigger for people is...
I'm not saying we were screamed at.
You could just tell they weren't happy.
They were very much like, I'm trying to sleep. You're being loud. This is rude. And I'm like, you know what? You sleeping all the time and me not being able to use my room that I pay for is rude. I'll bring one friend over one time. Crazy.
But is that something that you talk about, which is, and I don't even know how you would broach that.
I didn't like her. Anyway, she didn't like me.
So no chances she's watching this.
She is. Oh, well. Your freaking green hair never came out on my white carpet. Let me tell you about that.
Apparently we have issues with our white carpet.
It was a cream-colored carpet that ended up with Chinese stains and green hair all up in it.
What did you contribute to the carpet?
Nothing. I don't think
you respected the carpet.
I didn't wear shoes on that. I didn't eat over it. Mm-mm.
So what was important to you about this carpet?
It was white and it was nice. And you would never let me buy things that were white growing up because it would get messy and dirty and it'd never be clean again.
Hello? we can always make this the mom's fault. I have scarred you.
No, it's all good. I'm just like we don't have white in our house because it's gonna get dirty and it's never gonna be clean. And I had a white carpet and it was cream colored. It was a light cream colored
very pretty.
carpet.
Very much like this.
Yes.
And it was shag or like
it was nice. And yeah. Like it was fine. People could use the carpet and it's not like I was like, don't wear shoes on my carpet, don't eat over my carpet. I was like, whatever. Like it'll be okay. I will survive. However, I'm not happy about this.
Obviously.
I never said anything about it.
Okay, but
because it wasn't that big a deal. It was just me being me. And it didn't affect our relationships. However, the green hair on my carpet was really upsetting to me. But like, how do you tell someone to stop shedding?
You can't.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So there was nothing I could do. So I didn't say anything about it. Despite it being upsetting. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I was going to say, tell me how you really feel, but I don't know that we need to open any doors.
It was upsetting.
You're usually very careful because you don't really speak about anyone that you know except in very endearing terms here.
I'm pretty sure they both talk shit about me afterwards for no reason. It's just because I'm me and I'm better than them.
Wait, according to who?
According to me. I was not their cup of tea. Then they were not mine. And that made us not equals.
And being not equal does not mean better or less than. It just means we're on different tables here.
Yeah.
So
let me say that I'm better than people.
Sort of feel like that was our previous episode, right? The social comparisons. But that's all right.
Yeah. Jealous and envious. I wasn't jealous or envious.
Well, and then, but I think that this comes into when we think about relationships. And actually, I was just watching something. It was just a short reel that actually has this implication, right? But that when we say something like this, there does seem to be with the way that we say something, and it doesn't matter what the situation is, right? The language that we use is going to represent some thoughts and feelings that we have. And, and they're neither right or wrong. They just are because we tend to evolve. And it was about that when we are saying something in this way, it may come across as
differently than what it was meant.
Well, differently than what it was meant, but because this is my perception and my experience and my opinion or whatever it is, I am right and greater than, and the blame and so forth is the lesson.
Greater than. Not actually
better than.
I wasn't actually meaning that I was better than.
And this is really, but I think, and I appreciate you hanging in with this because this is what a lot of people do experience. Right. Mm-hmm. And then they're telling their friends, right? Because you just mentioned that, like they're talking to their friends, you're talking to their friends, or your friend. And so then it's easier for some of that resentment to build instead of having, if it is a solvable issue, right? Some things are just not solvable.
Stop shedding. Yeah. Anyways.
Or I would have been like, maybe you need to work on your issues with the right rug. Like maybe put the rug up. I don't know. Not an option.
It's okay because then it went to the house that Xander was living in for summer for storage, and he put it down in his room.
Oh, that finished it.
And it was done for. I didn't have that rug anymore.
Do you need a rug for Christmas?
Yeah, my room does need a rug. However, no. Ugh. I need a vacation for Christmas. However, that's not going to happen because apparently other people matter.
Oh, wow. Said the girl who's about to leave for vacation.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm just Resentment, annoyance.
It's not resentment, it's just annoyance.
Annoyance.
And I'm just letting it all out today.
You are. This is a little bit more rare that I'm seeing from you.
Hey, my filter is gone. I have a little bit of a headache. I haven't eaten. It's 5:00 almost.
Yes, that could explain much.
It'll be okay.
And have you finished your coffee? I'm seeing there's still some coffee left too.
Yeah. That's like almost a third. That's a quarter of my coffee right there. Not finished.
So a little hangry, unfiltered Victorya.
Yeah.
They're getting it all right now.
It's my sass. I think my sparkle and my whimsy is coming back. I think it disappeared there for a little bit.
Yes. You'll have it till about October, and then school and internship. It'll start to weigh heavy again. It'll be fun though. You're going to do this vacation. That'll carry you through a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe you can talk somebody into the vacation. You are planning some vacation in December.
Yep. My birthday is on a Thursday, which means I want to be at my internship. Ugh. You know? Why could I not be somewhere fun for my birthday?
Who's to say that once your internship is over, that you can't get in a car and go somewhere fun?
This is so true. This is very true. And I will be. Actually, that is happening. Whether you come with or not, that is happening.
I don't want to tell you what your dad said to me today.
What did he say?
About where we should go this weekend. Yes. I was like, first of all, in August,
I would be in handcuffs for murder. I'm kidding, guys. I am kidding. I have no plans. I have no intentions. I will not be doing anything illegal. Let's set that one straight.
But there are some...
But you do not go to my favorite location without me.
Especially when we've got plans to go in December.
New Orleans.
Yes. And I don't want to go in August.
No.
Especially one of the things we don't want to travel in the summer because we love the weather around here typically.
It's supposed to be rainy.
I know. And it's like, I need some boat days.
Anyways, I'm going to Nashville tomorrow.
Yes.
By the time you guys see this, I'm already back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hopefully there'll be some pictures posted.
Yeah. There will be.
And you're going with somebody who was one of your roommates.
Yes.
So there were some good roommates.
One good roommate, and it's because we knew each other.
So you chose to be together.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We only lived together for a semester because I moved off campus because I was going on a trip, and it was trip or live on campus.
Those choices.
Yeah. I'll choose travel.
Every day, all day.
All the time.
The travel.
If we have not made that clear. Anyways, yeah. Living with her was kind of slay. However, one of our suite mates was not, apparently. Like, I didn't have any bad vibes with her. However, my roommate did.
Right.
Yes.
Because some people tend to use things without asking or consume. 2 fruit raspberries. Okay, the raspberries. Oh, yes.
Those were stolen from her fridge.
Not those.
Yes.
Those are a little pricey.
Those are pricey. And I was telling you about that, and I don't think you understood like how important that was. But now that you've had them, I think
I do.
You do know.
Guess what recipe I looked up today?
I'm not making them. I'd rather buy them. Also, I went looking for them last night, and apparently someone finished them.
Who would be getting in them? They were told not to.
Was it your husband? I don't think it was your husband. He can't eat them very well.
He usually doesn't. No.
I don't know who got into them.
I don't know. Because
I had like half a bag left.
I am abstaining from sugar. I'm trying. For a hot second. We'll see how long. Yeah.
I like a little 6-second late at night.
Yeah. But that goes back.
The point.
Well, and even I was thinking of Cam. Wait, the whole your cousin with the whole thought of having a roommate. She brought up like having to share a refrigerator again. Like it is hard where this is your stuff, their stuff. is it okay if you just need a little bit of milk and you don't have any to use their milk? And
ask.
But if they're not there and you have to make a split decision.
DoorDash.
Or I think this just goes back to some of those expectations, right? Like, hey, I used yours, so I went out to the store and got some later.
Replace.
Yes. I mean.
And don't use the last bit of it. There's only a little bit of something left. Don't use it. They're saving that.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless it is, like you said, milk or butter, you can run out and grab some more.
What if they need it right away when they get home?
Oh, I'm just saying, like, okay, I was making my mac and cheese and and thought I had milk. There wasn't. I used yours, but then I immediately went out and got some, so it was there.
But then after middle of eating my mac and cheese, roommate comes in, is looking for the milk. No milk left.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes. And these are the things that come up.
These are all hypothetical scenarios that do occur.
They do. And those are those seemingly minor inconveniences.
I left some of my drinks in my friend's fridge because I was going to come back and get them like the next day. And her boyfriend stole them after being told not to. Her ex-boyfriend. Anyways, just wanted to throw that one out there. I'm beating a dead horse with that. I have mentioned that multiple times over the past 2 weeks.
You have?
Yes.
It's like, can somebody replace the drinks, please?
No. She gave me his Venmo and she was like, you can Venmo request him. And I was like, I don't want to start that drama. But yeah, you were told. It's the fact that she specifically told you not to.
So then what bothers you about this situation? Because it's not the drinks, because you can always go buy some more.
Buy more drinks, but
what is it?
It is also my drinks.
It was your drinks, but
those are $20. No, it's the fact that you were flat out told not to. Also, you never spoke to me, but you want to steal my drinks. Crazy. Crazy. Refuse to speak to me.
Refuse to speak to you.
Yes. And then you're told not to, and she gives you a full explanation about how they're mine and how you cannot take them, and then you do. Crazy work.
But what bothers you about that?
I don't know.
Because if I went and bought you the drink,
if it was her,
it wouldn't bother you. So it's not about the drinks.
No, it was him. He in general. Ugh.
Is that just because he's an ex now?
No, there's more tea on that. We cannot talk about that one on the pod. Anyways. No, I think it's just that you were rude to... If he had been, not rude to me, I probably wouldn't have given much of a care.
Right.
But, so, you're going to be rude to me and then steal from me? Crazy.
So then it's not even just an issue of getting along with your roommate.
No.
It's getting along, and not that you were roommates at the moment. We're not
roommates.
But it's also, when your roommate has guests and they're the ones who are doing some things that cause some irritations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For reference, we're not roommates currently.
But all of these things still apply as far as what comes up and how do you have those conversations? What do you just let go? What do you are like, no, I'm going to throw down because this is important to me. And so those are things like when we think about being assertive, setting boundaries versus, becoming aggressive. So we've talked a little bit about yelling. And we do know that sometimes situations have escalated to yelling, or there just are some people that's how they tend to communicate is via yelling, which can be triggering for many people.
Now, how are we defining yelling? Because some of us, our voices are just naturally loud.
That's a good point because, again, you're dealing with perception.
Yeah.
And some people who get loud, even a raised voice can be very different than yelling, but even a raised voice, for me, I sometimes perceive that as yelling.
Yeah, but when I'm passionate about something, I get loud.
Well, if you're passionate about it, that's different.
No, it's not, because if I'm upset and passionate about the thing that I'm upset about, then how is that different?
It may not be, especially if it's about towards me. Right? Or the person. So, but people might have, which is very different than yelling. And then, but then what about the silent treatment?
That's so petty and childish. Grow up.
Yeah. A little passive aggressive stuff.
Yeah, if you give me the silent treatment, that's okay. Literally will not even try to engage with you.
Like, that doesn't bother you?
It doesn't bother me. You don't want to talk? Okay, we're not going to talk. I'll wait.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes I think, especially you're talking about young adults, you're learning to navigate some of this. So that's another thing, is giving people a little bit of grace that you're learning to navigate some of these conflicts and situations for the first time. And that doesn't mean we always get them right the first time. And that also means parents should not jump in.
Keep your parents out of your relationships.
I mean, unless it's a safety issue, right? Safety issues, we get to...
That's not the same.
It's not the same, but...
The natural, everyday relationship issues and conflicts and conversations, they don't need to be a part of that. Mm-mm. Grow up. Learn how to have these conversations.
And as a parent, my role has changed, right? You are not 5 anymore where I might have to intervene. My role has changed to where I am now more on the sidelines, coaching you through it. Like, is there anything you need? Like, this has to be tough, right? So we're supportive.
I don't want supportive.
You don't want supportive?
I think we've been through this. I don't like supportive.
Well, so it might be very dependent, but yes. I am not going to come in and try to solve the problem, because that would send a message that you're not capable of solving it yourself.
Not to me. To some, yes. However, to me, I would be upset that you're solving my problems, because that's not why I'm coming to you.
Right.
I don't want you to solve my problems. I don't want you to be supportive.
You just want me to listen and do nothing.
I want you to listen. I want you to hate on them too. And that's it. Yes.
And then be okay when they're there 2 days later and I don't hate them anymore if you don't.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've got to take my cues from you.
Yes. Yes.
Although I can tell you when enough is enough. Like, hey, seriously, like every 2 days, this is changing. Like, can we, at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. If something's changing every 2 days, I'm not telling you all about it.
Yeah.
I'm keeping some of that stuff private.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, because sometimes keeping up with the code switching and all of that.
Yeah.
And it is hard, I think, sometimes for parents to see their child to be emotional, to be upset, because we do still want to solve it. We still want to swoop you up and make certain everything is okay. But I also know that is such a disservice, and that's not what you ultimately need. Like, you need these opportunities
to learn and grow.
Yeah. And sometimes we're just
and to fall flat on our face.
Sometimes. And know that when you fall flat on your face, it hurts.
You'll get back up.
You get back up. It's okay.
Brush it off. You'll survive. That's how it is.
That's how it is. But that's also how you're going to learn to navigate things and be competent and confident in all that you do.
Yeah. Anyways, I greatly appreciate you letting me yap all about my roommate experiences and just life in general.
I'm still so shocked that you have, because you are normally not sharing some personal experiences.
Thing. It's like, if they're still somewhat present in my life, I'm not sharing. However, my roommates in the past.
And but I would even say, okay, so maybe the roommates, but even some of your other experiences in junior high school, like, and they're not part of your life now, you still prefer to not share some of those things. And that's
they're not
okay.
A representation of who I am.
Okay. This is who you are, though.
Mm-hmm.
When you have your cream carpet.
My cream carpet, guys. Listen, it's like the little inconveniences.
But you know what? I think I'm going to be that way in our new space, because we have a new cream carpet rug.
This girl, I've been in there every day. That's where I've been working.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy working in there?
Yeah.
It is a nice space.
I turned in the chair and I hit my elbow on the corner of that credenza behind us.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was too tight of a space, so I did move it forward a little bit. because that hurted.
And we'll be sharing that space with others. We've got some things.
There's things happening, guys.
Things happening, so you have to stay tuned.
Sneak peek. Not sneak peek, just a little.
This is the first time we're dropping a hint.
Little hint. Things are happening.
Super excited.
Yeah. Anyways, takeaways.
I don't know. One of my takeaways is this has probably been the most that you have sort of shared about some things. The other thing is, I think it just reinforces the importance of expectations, that we have the give and take in relationships, learning to navigate things like this, seeing them as opportunities to grow and build some skills, because all of these things with roommates translate to all the types of relationships that we have. So the importance of communication, give and take, not taking something so seriously. And of course, I'm always going to say, I think it's also really important to understand your values. Why, if I keep getting triggered about something, like I keep finding myself upset, like, okay, what is this really about? And dig into that a little bit. I don't know. What are your takeaways?
I think living situations and living with others is complicated, and it's not cut and dry, and it's something that needs work. It's not going to be your way or the highway.
Yeah. And can I also add, and we didn't really get into this, because you said living with people. I love living with people, no matter how annoying or the moment that I might wish like I could have a couple days by myself.
Or that my shoes were not present in your house.
Right. But just a couple of days and I'd probably miss them, But I wouldn't want it any other way. And so, yes, living with other people, being in relationships, those are messy, but I wouldn't want it any other way. It's what keeps life a little spacey and interesting.
Well, in fact, I think we've said life is messy in the past 6 episodes. Relationships are messy, sorry.
Relationships are messy.
We've said it.
But it's what makes it worth it.
It's every part of life includes relationships of some kind, and relationships are messy.
They are.
Anyways, that's all. We're going to stop going on little side rants.
If we must.
For today. We'll be back next week, guys.
More. So, all right.
Bye.